Kaduna State is one of the most historic states in northern Nigeria that has a key and important role in the history and formation of Nigeria as a country. It is a state that has diverse traditions, cultures, and religions, making the state a unique and important state. Having had a history of violence in different communities over the years, daily life exists within a delicate balance between peace and conflict. For years, tensions, insecurity, and limited access to justice have affected trust between communities, citizens, and institutions. Women and young people have often found themselves excluded from decision-making spaces. To respond to these challenges, Global Rights has worked alongside communities, institutions, law enforcement, and local leaders to strengthen peace, accountability, and inclusion. Global Rights is implementing this project under the FCDO-funded Spring program, managed by Tetra Tech. Global Rights implemented a unique community and stakeholder-based program tagged the Spring Project.
What has made this project different from other security peace-building approaches? One is the very organic nature of this project, that we have a not for us, without us policy at Global Rights, and that informed the elements of this project. The elements of the project were decided by the communities themselves. The communities decided by themselves what exactly they needed, and so putting them in the driver's seat of peace building within their communities. The other part is women, reorganizing the structures of the community itself, of leadership, of the power dynamics within the community itself, and not just external power shifts, but internal power shifts within households, first of all, and then within the larger communities. Those were dramatic shifts that this project created that you will not find in traditional peace-building approaches.
The program was designed to strengthen resilience, prevent violence, and improve access to justice. The goal was clear: build systems that prevent conflict before it begins and ensure communities themselves lead the change. Community dialogue committees, early warning systems, women-led platforms, and accessible justice support. At the center of this approach are community dialogue committees, community-led groups designed to resolve tensions before they escalate. Community dialogue committees are community-led platforms where leaders, youth, women, volunteers, stakeholders, and security actors jointly address conflict. Each committee was structured with a minimum of 40% women's representation, ensuring women are decision makers, not observers.
For us here, Zonkwa CDC, we have about 45% women. The CDC was created by Global Rights within this community in order to control insecurity in Kaduna State, especially when it was highly active.
Everybody knows what Zonkwa local government was when we talk of insecurity. But as of now, we are in fact enjoying relative peace in our community.
You know, we live in an environment where it is gender biased. Initially, before the coming of Global Rights, especially when it comes to issues of peace, you see only men gathering themselves, discussing issues that has to do with peace regarding women. Because when there is insecurity, women suffers the most.
Global Rights suka faɗakar da mu akan yadda ake zamantakewa. Wani ta invite malamai, both da musulmai da kristoci, an musu faɗakarwa akan yaya za a yi a ilimantar da jama'a.
In fact, it is through Global Rights I decided to appoint a woman in my cabinet. And I think I'm the only district head that has a woman leader in the cabinet. And this is through the impact of a Global Rights. She coordinates our activities to the women when we talk of security, decision making, and other things. In every village, she equally have a woman leader that coordinates with other women.
There is this community dialogue committee, which the Center for Gender Studies are using our volunteer students. These volunteers are the link between the faculties and then the Center for Gender Studies. We also have a course that has to do with youth in community dialogue that we want to bring up so that our students can develop themselves and know the integrity in this community dialogue that we are talking about.
Within these committees, gender-based violence response teams were established to create trusted pathways for survivors. Their role is simple but powerful. Listen, document, guide, and connect survivors to support systems.
Before the coming of global rights, when it comes to GBV, we never knew where to report cases to. The only place we knew back then was either you go to the village head or you go to police station. And when you go to village head, mostly they say you go and dialogue with the family of the perpetrator. But today, definitely we know where to go to.
Mata da, they are dying in silence. Abubuwa da yawa yana damun su, amma bayan da za su iya su fito su faɗa. Don kan ka bar gidan mahaifinka za a ce to ka je ka zo na kai haƙuri duk abin da ya same ka. Abu yana damun su ba za su iya su fito su faɗa ba. Amma da wannan awareness da global rights suka zo mana da shi, mun samu mata sun iya fitowa su faɗa abin da yake damun su. In ka je asibiti, 80% da ka ga BP mata ne.
The most common one, the intimate partner violence, has always been looked down upon. Is your husband, is your wife? How could there be a violence amongst both of you? To the extent that at times you see people saying that I mijinki ne, babu yanda zaki. Stigma has always been, it has always been there, and it has always been drawing people back from actually coming out whenever they have experienced any form of gender-based violence.
Kuma kaga matsalan da muke samu da mata, wai idan abu ya sami yaran su haka, sai kaga su yi sauri, a ba evidence, ba da kyar muka fana ce ku bari kar ku yi saurin wankewa, a ka ku bari a je a ɗauki kira evidence. A ɗauki hoton a je a tabbatar a wannan kamu ne kaga a yi sauri a rufe asiri don wai in yarinya ta girma ba wanda zai aure ta, muka ce duk wannan ba shi bane, ai ba da son ra'ayin yarinyar nan ta wannan ba, an keta mata ne ba da son ranta ba, dole mu ɗauki mataki. A yarinyar nan fa za a zagi family, ce ba wani zagin family da za a yi. To da wannan abin ne muka samu a hankali mata suka ba mu karfin gwiwa, duk abin da ya faru sai kaga sun fito ba tare da sun wannan rufa-rufan ba.
The Center for Gender Studies, in collaboration with Global Rights, have provided a safe space for our students, those that are faced with this sexual harassment, gender-based violence, girl-child abuse, and the rest. We have created a space that they will feel free to come and report cases of such.
Gender-based violence was treated as a private matter, something to endure, not confront. Preventing conflict requires action before violence begins.
Currently, we have more than 10 cases that we were able to convict. The survivors are undergoing rehabilitation. Personally, I counsel them. My colleague will counsel them. The SAC Center will counsel them.
Now, the Global Right through the Spring Project has a lot of impact that affected our center. And through the Community Dialogue Committee, they refer a lot of cases to our SAC Center. Besides that, they also help the center because they did capacity building for us. They also help us in creating awareness information, and they help us in service delivery to our survivors.
Spring introduced a key innovation on the early warning and early response system supported by a digital app and monitoring dashboard to identify signs of rising tension disputes, rumors, unusual movements, and log them into a digital platform.
The app is a simple and easy to use app. You can use it even offline. The app is where we report incidences or cases, that situations at community level that is of early warning, and behind the dashboard we have someone 24/7 responding to cases and challenging it to the appropriate authority. When there are early warnings, you report. Civil society organizations that are responsible, FIDA, CESTO, any organizations in Kaduna State that are responsible for handling issues of justice, issues of gender-based violence in the state, they respond appropriately because of the good channels, because of the good linkage that have been created by this project through Global Rights. So we have good relationship with police, we have good relationship with even the network of CSOs working around GBV issue in the state.
Spring also introduced the Gender Action Learning System, helping communities rethink power, leadership, and inclusion. It is a participatory methodology that helps individuals and families analyze their realities, plan their futures, and take action together. Using simple drawings and visual maps, participants reflect on their goals, challenges, and relationships. Because this method relies on symbols rather than text, making it easy for anyone to take part regardless of literacy level.
Working in collaboration with Global Rights, we were able to train members of the CDC and community leaders. We took them through the girls' structure, and seriously, it has improved the lives of the people of Igabi local government.
For over 15 years, ina zaune a gida bana zuwa ko ina. Dama ashe ni ma mutum ne? Ashe dama ashe ni ma zan iya in fito haka? Har na ji suka building confidence akai ni ma na koya abun har ina fitowa kaga mata ina ba su shawara. Haka abin gaskiya ya burge ni. Training da muka ji a Abuja da kuma na mediation. Na san ashe kowa is a mediator a gidan shi.
The women within the CDC have been trained and certified as women mediators. Now, what we are doing is taking the step to enroll them into the Kaduna State Women Mediation Network.
Community dialogue committees brought leaders together, town halls created safe spaces. Lawyers became present at police stations. Justice became accessible from the very first point of contact.
Talking about the introduction of the PDSS lawyers, cases of GBV have now been taken expediently.
Government cannot carry out everything, so Global Rights came in and provided people like us, police duty solicitors, to work at various police stations. So it's basically a relationship between us, lawyers, and the police at the particular police station, rendering first, just like you rendering first aid treatment. So we are rendering first aid, legal aid here. It is our duty to intervene, whether or not the person is guilty or not guilty. It is left for the court to determine whether you are guilty. We are rendering our own services to make sure that we are decongesting the cell, unnecessary detainment, and if the person needs to go to court, let's take him to court. If the person needs to be granted bail, let's grant him a bail.
I can tell you, there are some people that to often give a statement to the police to commence investigation in this place is difficult for them. They don't trust anybody, as I told you. They will not open up. But the moment they have that, see, I'm a lawyer from a human rights organization, I'm here to help you, they feel relaxed. The moment they learn that there is an intermediary between you and the police, they now begin to feel relaxed. They now begin to feel like, yes, there is somebody standing for me to protect me. There is somebody here standing for me to gain my freedom. And that has yielded a very positive result.
The public has been made to believe that every day you go to a police station, there's already a station lawyer. Every day, and that thinking alone has brought a lot of orientation, a lot of relief in terms of fear of alleged violation, fear of not being allowed to see your lawyer, because we're talking of fundamental rights. We're talking of compliance with constitutional rights. We're talking of possible violation of right of suspect, not just in the police, but any detaining agency. It is the presence of lawyers, access to lawyers, that gives the public out there confidence.
The trust level has changed a lot. Before, they have this fear of coming to the police station. Now, anything that happened in their community, they used to first come to the station. So there is this trust that they can even bring their own personal problem to the police station. For me now, the PDSS project is not work, it's like a passion for me now.
Global Rights, via the PDSS project, has also helped enhance compliance with even the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACTA 2015, as well as the Administration of Criminal Justice Law of Kaduna State 2017, both of which stipulate that the suspect statement cannot be tendered in court unless a lawyer is present, apart from it being video recorded.
For global rights, the goal has never been temporary solutions, but sustainable systems owned by communities themselves. The true measure of impact is not dependency, but resilience. The resilience of the people. The structures remain, the knowledge remains, the communities remain empowered.
I think we're starting to see what these communities will look like in another 5-10 years, that we're beginning to see cultures of human rights and cultures of inclusion and of democracy within the structures of the community, building from the family level all the way to the community level, to the levels of the state. We're seeing change beginning to happen. We're also beginning to see zero tolerance for sexual and gender-based violence, a form of violence and insecurity that was peculiar to women in the state. We're beginning to see also the traditional leadership structure beginning to shift. We will see more of those when we come back to this community in the next 5-10 years. Why? Because the communities also have firm ownership of the project. We have supported them in running this project, but the success of the project is really the success of the communities, and so we have great hopes for this community.